Welcome to the SAFeTy Chronicles, exploring how to keep people and pets safe from the cycle of interpersonal violence. I am your host, Allie Phillips, founder and CEO of Sheltering Animals and Families Together, the SAFeTy Program, a nonprofit organization working with domestic violence shelters to eliminate the pet housing barrier to safety. As the founder, I have led the global movement in helping domestic violence shelters create on-site pet housing while elevating the criminal justice response to how animal abuse links to crimes against people. I am a former prosecuting attorney, internationally recognized legal expert and public speaker, award-winning author, and advocate for protecting vulnerable victims. In this podcast, we will explore how and why animals are harmed in the cycle of family violence and the human-animal bond that keeps victims in harm's way with their pets. Guest speakers and I will share strategies for shelters and professionals working to safeguard survivors, why pet-inclusive sheltering is life-saving, and safety tips for those who need help. None of the content will be graphic. If you are in harm's way, please contact your nearest domestic violence shelter or call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Let's get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And we are going to continue with this wellness series, this empowerment series to just lift yourself up and help you feel better and help you get into a better place in your life. So in this episode, I want to talk about how gratitude can shift your mindset. So as humans, we tend to have one primary mindset. Now, it can either be rooted in abundance. And when I say abundance, I'm not talking money. I'm talking, you just see abundance all around you. You see good things all around you. Abundant health, abundant relationships, abundant ideas, abundant, just all around you. Or you have a lack mindset. And that mindset starts with sentences like I can't or I don't, and tells you all the reasons why you can't do something or change something or be who you want to be. So your mindset is going to literally determine how your life plays out. Because what I have found in my life is when we take those leaps of faith, when we take those chances, that's when growth happens and that's when good things happen. But if you're too afraid because of a lack mindset, you tend to not take chances. So how can gratitude shift this mindset? So living with gratitude is one of the primary tenets for manifesting the life that you want. But gratitude is more than you may think because it comes in many forms. So gratitude can be focusing on all the things that you love, all the things that bring you joy, all the things that make you smile, rather than focusing on what is wrong. So it is the proverbial living from the glass is full rather than empty, or the glass is half full rather than half empty. It's just shifting to focus on what do you want. Too often, we focus on what we don't want. I don't want this abusive relationship. I don't want people to harm me. I don't want my boss to say or do bad things. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose money. We go through all the things that we don't want. But rarely do we focus on what we do want. So that's my question to you. What do you want? If you could wave a magic wand, what do you want? Because if you have trouble coming up with what you want, that's where really diving into gratitude can help you. Okay? So focus on all the things that bring you joy, all the things that you love, rather than focusing on what is wrong. Gratitude is also about being thankful for what you have right now, including all the warts and the frogs in your life. Because, you know, all the energies that surround us, regardless of what you call these energies, they love a grateful person, and they will give you more to be grateful for when you exude genuine gratitude, not fake it till you make it gratitude, but genuine gratitude. When you exude gratitude for the shelter that took in you, your kids, and your pet. Okay? When you have gratitude for the person who is helping you through a difficult time, your pet who sits with you when you don't feel your best, the coworker that brings you the latte because you're sad, the person at the grocery store that lets you cut in front because you just have a couple of items. Okay, it's about being grateful for what you have right now. And even if you feel like you don't have a lot, or maybe you feel like you have lost a lot, focus on what you still have. Gratitude is a decision that you make on how you want to live your life. It's a decision that you want to live your life with joy, that you want to appreciate the little things. And you do that by being present. You're not stuck in the past, and you're not fearful of the future. Okay? So you're present, and you recognize all that is good, and you refuse to focus on what is negative or what is not good. Gratitude shifts you into feeling grounded, feeling calm, feeling empowered. It expands your heart. Gratitude is simply a way of life. It's not a thought. It is a way of life. It is ingrained into your soul and ingrained into your cells as who you are. Because if you are gratitude, you will attract in more to be grateful for. And when you are gratitude, you actually begin to live your life. So our brain, our heart, and all of our energies are like a human computer that is fed programs that play out in our thoughts, our words, and our actions. Okay? Yes, our heart and our brain behave like a computer. Your words and your actions feed the program on the computer. So if you are filling your computer with a program that is negative, like if you're feeding it a virus, what happens to your computer? It crashes. So if you're filling your computer, your heart and your mind with negative emotions, venting, complaining, talking about fear, which by the way, fear is something in the future that may or may not happen. And fear stands for, break down the letters, FEAR, false expectations appearing real. Okay? So if you're filling your computer with fear, with judgment, the computer is taking your words and putting it into the program, and that's what you're going to see and experience. But if you feed the computer gratitude, if you feed your heart and brain computer all the things that are good in the world, and some days that is really difficult, but there's always good things, always joyful things. And if you're feeding the joy, the uplifting, the positive, that's what you will see. Like right now, I am looking out my office window into this beautiful forest, and literally Lake Michigan is on the other side of it. And I know that, and that brings me joy. I'm very grateful for that. It's a beautiful scene. Now, a lot of people talk about having a gratitude journal. All right. This is good to get you started. Because what you do is you write down even just 3 things every morning or every night or both of what you are grateful for. Now, I say this is a good start, but this is not a long-term
thing because it tends to be robotic after a while. You're going to keep writing the same 3 things over and over. I encourage you to go deep and not just focus on, I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my child. I'm grateful for my cats. I'm grateful for a roof over my head. It could be, I'm grateful for 5 minutes of quiet in the morning. I'm grateful for the silence that I get when I'm walking from my car to the office. I'm grateful for this view that I have. I'm grateful for my pillow. But at some point, it's going to feel robotic. So I want to offer a different perspective. You can certainly have a gratitude journal to get you started. But with gratitude, we don't do gratitude. We feel gratitude. And when you feel gratitude, it's when you look at things and they make you smile. They fill you with joy. That requires being present, being mindful, not being lost in your phone or lost in your to-do list or being so busy or being lost in all the running thoughts in your head that come through as anxiety. It's feeling gratitude when you are walking from your car to the office and you have that quiet. Maybe when the sun hits you and it just feels so good, or when a breeze helps you take a deep breath, or when your child grabs your hand, or your pet sits next to you when you're sad. It's not about writing it in a journal. It's about feeling gratitude in that moment, all the little things. But what it requires is that you be present. If you're all up in your thoughts, you can't. It's so hard to be present. So you have to give yourself quiet time. Even just 10 minutes. 10 minutes in the morning will set your energy. 10 minutes at the end of the day will clear your energy. And when you are doing this, it is really important to be grateful in how you treat yourself, how you treat others. Recognize that. If you are, a kind person, if you hold doors open for other people, sit in that gratitude that you are like that, because not everybody is like that. Okay? Be grateful how you treat yourself and how you treat others. Gratitude is about the little things that are already present in your life, and it's recognizing them. I'm grateful for the cat unicorn on my office wall. I just think she is the stinking cutest thing ever. Okay? Gratitude is about the little things that are already present in your life, because gratitude turns what we have into enough. Let me say that again. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. All right. I am grateful for you. I'm grateful for this podcast. And I hope this helps. Please leave a comment. I'd love to know how you feel about this podcast. If you are in harm's way and need help, please visit the Pet Inclusive Shelter listing at SAFeTyProgram.org. Call your nearest domestic violence shelter, or call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Want to support our efforts and help us keep the Safety Startup Manual free for domestic violence shelters? Consider donating at SAFeTyProgram.org/donate. Your donation saves lives.